We're all the way here. Flowing clearly as it is always the clear flow, the clear flow. So we just want you to be aware moment to moment of that energy. That's all this process is. Being aware of it to lean into it, but then also being aware of it to enjoy it. Not because connection with this energy is going to bring you what you want, not because connection with this energy is the key to manifestation. Of course, all of that is true. But as soon as you start projecting your thought and projecting what things should be, you're taking yourself sometimes away from that full experience. In other words, connecting with the energy in order to accomplish something puts conditions on it, which then mutes your experience a little bit. So if you're looking for examples, look at your pets, look at the babies, look into nature. Just be somewhere where that natural flow is occurring, because you have your own natural expression. That's what we're wanting to talk you into with all of this. And then from that comes the opportunities, from that comes the next steps, from that comes the new ideas. Your intention tying them all together. But once you place the intention, you can let it go. You can really just relax fully into this moment and let the new idea call you. And when it comes, enjoy it. That's all that this process is.
Yeah, I'd spoken with you earlier about, kind of the tension around preparing for this trip I'm taking, but I really practiced and worked on the essence of the kind of ease and flow that I truly connected with, that I really wanted. And and it's amazing how things have fallen into place. Like, people have stepped up and they're taking, David to this doctor's appointment, they're making him meals, they're coming by to visit. Like, it's amazing that I didn't have to suggest half the things that are happening.
But you did suggest it energetically. But once you make the suggestion, you let go of all of the loose ends. You let them tie themselves up.
Yes, yes, they have been tying themselves up. And then I've also been listening to your peaceful prosperity and your extraordinary prosperity meditations. And yesterday, the CEO of the company I work for called me up and said, "Okay, we're going to give you a raise starting July 1st." I was like, "Woohoo! That's awesome." So, but the key to the whole thing, Joseph, was, I think, following your guidance around really finding that kind of um, essence within me and making that my priority, and then kind of almost, I don't want to say sending that energy into the future, but then, kind of carrying that energy into kind of the things that I wanted to experience in the future. And
Yes.
yeah,
It sends itself through you through the path of no resistance as you open up.
yeah,
And sometimes you imagine the future and you're contributing more detail in that way. Sometimes you just feel good and the things flow right in. But again, when, as you're saying, when you make that essence your priority, it's a natural process. The ideas come to you, the actions come to you, the opportunities come to you, and let that be the driving factor, the engine that lets the next steps come to you in mind, in action, in experience.
I did notice that some blips, arose in terms of resistance, or, old energy arose. And I kind of remembered what you had said, that let them just be a indicator of a past energy that's kind of flowing through. And so I didn't hang on to them and, cause attachment or resistance. And it's amazing how much lighter I felt, like just that lightness of being. um, so Um, so yeah, and it is work. It is, like remembering moment to moment in a way, but as you practice it, it kind of almost happens more and more
It does.
by itself. Yeah.
It does. You're building that momentum, and the blips, as you call them, as they come up, that's just some indication of previous momentum as well. So you're letting that peter out while you activate something new. And as you get that ball rolling, it just gets easier and easier. Now, you've practiced it along on many subjects, but this conversation is about now you've tuned on subjects that had previously been bugging you. So you, as you spoke, find your balance, let the energy flow in, and let that build momentum and expression and get it in motion. And then it becomes easier. And then everything else is just sort of something you're passing on the way to your next steps. It's enjoyable, yes.
Yeah, it is enjoyable. It is enjoyable. Mhm. I kept thinking, well, maybe this works with so many other things, not just those,
Everything.
with everything. Yeah.
But we also want you to know when the other things come up for you, it's part of the process as well.
Yeah.
If it comes up, it's coming up for a reason,
Yeah.
which
Hmm.
means your energy has now taken you to this point where you're ready to shift it on other subjects.
So the important thing is to remember to be in this moment, in that sort of higher energy, or in that energy. And what I've been remembering or telling myself is, ease. Just let's make this easy. This can be easy. This can be easier. I've just been using that as my reminder, kind of to bring me back. And it really does help me to not get caught up in the um, energetic drama of the situation.
So that's how you draw the opportunities to you. That's how you find the resolution from the opportunities. Sometimes you call the opportunities challenges, and we know what you mean. But that ease, that state of being is going to draw the opportunities to you. So you don't have to go seeking for growth. You don't have to seek challenge because it will be drawn to you. But as you practice that inner state, that balance, then the opportunities quickly resolve themselves and it's an enjoyable experience.
Hmm. It is enjoyable. I was thinking about like life purpose and authenticity and really getting in sync again with my inner energy. And it feels like when I'm in that energy, as I feel I am right now, that there's a combination of support from, the universe in a way that I can't see and I don't
Yes.
really know, what's going to happen, but I just trust that it's there.
And
And
so
it,
you can not know what's going to happen and be worried. You can not know what's going to happen and just trust and enjoy. The worry is going to bring you all sorts of obstacles and things you don't like. The trust is going to give you the ability to meet anything head on, but is also going to make the process so much easier for you.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely easier.
The trust. We want you to trust in that state of grace that is always available to you, that is always about you, that you exist in. You let the grace in, you let the grace express itself through you through this process we're talking about here.
So I have a question about grace because I'm I'm just wondering if I can believe what I'm thinking. Um, the so I planned this trip to go back, to the East Coast to visit family and friends, and then my nephew texted me today that his aunt, my um, brother's former wife, sister, passed away last night, and they're going to be doing a wake, and the family's gonna gather together, and right now he's in Texas and she's in North Carolina, but we're all going to be in New Jersey. like, and I haven't seen them in, like 4 years. So, I mean, the occasion is somewhat, not like a celebration in a way, I suppose, but the opportunity to see one another is still happening, and that makes me happy that I could show up at a wake and get to see my nephew and my sister-in-law who I haven't seen in 4 years. So my question is around, is that something that is divine timing, or is that just coincidence?
It's all divine timing.
It's all divine timing. It's all divine timing. Okay. But
And you'll see the divinity as you follow that state of grace, or rather, as you're guided by that state of grace into that experience. So it's the same process. Yes. You're not looking for this to be divinely timed as much as you are letting yourself recognize and realize those morsels, that path, the breadcrumbs, as you maintain your own state of grace. So you don't have to analyze it. You don't have to figure out the meaning, because the meaning still exists in that energy as well. The meaning is what you're going to realize, what's going to manifest for you. And you'll know it because you'll know it. You'll know it because it's happening. You'll know it because you'll walk away from that conversation and say, I get it. I get it.
mm-hmm.
I see how this is all perfect timing. I see how they're asking for what I'm offering. I see how they're offering what I'm asking for. I see how this has all come together. But if you're trying to orchestrate or turn this experience into that, then you're still too much in the mind and not enough in the energetic experience. The meaning, the answers, the solutions, the realizations, the benefit, all of that comes to you from your focus, and let that be the purpose of your mind. Let that be the purpose of your intellect, is to really just relax into and fully enjoy that state of being. Everything else flows from that. And that's the divine timing. And that's why we say it's all divine timing, because all of these things click into place for you, even something that would seem quite tragic. Still, there is benefit to be gained for everyone involved, and you become a conduit for that, for yourself and for others, through this process, through prioritizing the energy, through enjoying that grace, the enjoyment, the ease.
Mm.
Then the idea flows right in. You're enjoying the ease, and right on the heel of that is exactly what to say in perfect timing. That's divine timing expressed through you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. That's really awesome. I guess I was feeling a little guilty about a sense of joy around a, otherwise sad event. I mean, I knew Maureen, of course, and, you know, her kids, although I didn't see them that often, um, but yeah, it felt kind of weird, almost like guilty about feeling that connection, you know?
You are not joyful that she's not physically present.
No.
Then there's nothing for you to worry about, you see.
Not joyful that she's not physically present. That's true. Yeah.
And any
Okay.
guilt other than that concern would be being seen through the eyes of others. And you
Mm,
will offer the benefit that they're seeking again through this process.
yeah.
But not if you're worried about being too joyful in how they're all seeing you, because then you're
Right.
not in that state of grace.
Yeah. Okay, okay, okay. I know the difference that you're talking about. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you. Hmm. That's beautiful.
And your experience and appreciation of that now allows it to become your reality
Mm-hmm.
more and more.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Now, Anson wants to enjoy himself.
I was just about to ask a question, and you just said Anson wants to enjoy himself. Yes. So when people say, or you're always in the right place at the right time, experiencing whatever you're experiencing in the right time. Sometimes I don't want to experience what I'm experiencing in that time. So I'm kind of confused. It's like I know what they say, I'm in the right place at the right time, but then do I really want to experience this moment? You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
So the benefit doesn't have to be that experience. What we mean by that is if you're in that experience and you're not enjoying it, we're not saying turn the frown upside down and to enjoy something that is not fun for you. But the right place, right time is the understanding that the solutions and all of the options that you're seeking in this moment are being presented to you. And they're just on the other side of that discomfort that you're feeling. So if you can let that veil fall away, then the answers and the solutions flow right in.
Hmm.
But that being said, that recognition, being in the moment and saying, I can't stand this. I don't want to feel like this. I'm going to do whatever it takes to shift that energy. That's a valuable recognition. So it is right. It is good in that sense because it is causing you to focus. It is causing you to shift your energy. It is causing you to, when you let it, be your guidance.
Hmm. So true. Okay. Makes a lot of sense.
You still feel a little question.
Yeah.
What's coming up here?
No, I'm just analyzing what you said and looking at certain situation, like how I could have like let the veil go and just experience it. You know what
As long as you're not being hard on yourself, because if you're still approaching it in the old way of trying to look at all the things that you did wrong so that you don't do it again,
I'm saying?
you're not doing it right in this moment. And of course, we're being playful about the terms right and wrong, but you know what we mean.
Yeah.
If you're looking at the past or even trying to prepare for the future, and you're looking at it in a way that you could call negatively in the sense that this was wrong, I shouldn't have done that, I definitely shouldn't have thought that, and if I had done it differently that time, things would have been a lot better, and why didn't I do it right, and I can't believe I didn't do it right. I should know better. I know that I know better, but I keep doing this wrong and I'm not really sure. And you see how your intentions perhaps are to connect with that, the benefit, with the enjoyment, but
Mm.
in that moment those thoughts, feel how those thoughts feel.
Mm.
So if you want the solution, it's really right there. It's really just on the other side of that discomfort. So if you let it go right here, right now, then you're getting the best of all of it. You're getting the version of yourself that didn't make those what you could call mistakes. You're getting the version of yourself that has the answer. You're getting the version of yourself that knows how to conduct itself with other people in a way that benefits everyone. All of that is right there. Two energies. Feel the discomfort, recognize and know all of the things that it's brought you, and then you just let it go. Let that be enough, because when you trust your state of grace, when you trust the universe, when you trust your inner knowing and your inner energy, when you trust all that you are in this broader sense, the discomfort isn't there. You feel that connection, and that's going to give you all the solutions. That's going to give you all of the answers to the questions.
Mm.
But you just have to try it for yourself.
Mm. Because it's, well, I'm in a wheelchair. I was in a car accident. Blah blah blah. But when situation goes wrong, I always go back to this accident of mine, which I know I shouldn't, but I do. But like what if I did this? What if I didn't do that? Or whatever I'm saying, and in that moment.
And so replay what you just spoke. And you're not just describing how you had behaved. You're doing it right now.
Yeah.
So replay that statement, feel the feeling.
Mm. Yeah.
What does that feel like?
It's not a good feeling.
Can you be specific? Can you identify it clearly?
An angry feeling, upset feeling.
So that's the indication. If that anger and that upset started to come up, even though you're doing it in the now, have that recognition. So now where do you want to go with this conversation? Do you want to talk about that? Do you want to get into it? Do you want to find out all of the reasons why? Or do you recognize that that's causing the anger to continue to build, letting you know that maybe this isn't where the solution is?
Mm. And it doesn't happen often. It's very strange. It happens rare, but it's not like this always happens. But it
That
just
lightened it
pops
up.
in there.
That statement lightened it up. It doesn't always happen. I'm not always angry.
No.
I'm not always thinking about it. Sometimes it comes up, sometimes it doesn't. Now what? Now, which direction do you want to go with this conversation? Do you want to talk about all of the times it does come up and why it comes up, or do you want to lighten it up a little bit?
I want to lighten it up. So go.
So what's light? Where feel you could go this way, you could go that way, you could go this way, you can go that way.
So talking about it is better, of course. That just let it go.
Keep going with that.
Hmm. It's not like I'm afraid to talk about. I talk about it all the time. I mean, that's a constant thing I do. But I think maybe there's an underlying thing I haven't dealt with. But
So
that I can't figure out what it is.
But play that statement back. I think there's something underlying. I don't know what to do about it. It happens, and I really don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
When you spoke that, you're doing the process. You've activated something. But what did that feel like? It felt like uncertainty. It felt like not really knowing what to do. So recognize that. Now, that feels a little bit lighter than anger.
Yeah.
So just lighten it up a little bit more.
Hmm. Hmm. I just had a thought just popped in my head. It's like it's not happening anymore. You're creating it in the now. It's not even happening no more. Hmm.
How did that thought feel?
Oh, it felt very light, like free, just to have that thought in my head.
So let's talk about that. Let's go into that. Let's put emphasis there. Let's expand on that.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. It feels like liberating or freer just to even acknowledge that or have that thought here, that I even thought that.
Tell us about that feeling, that liberation.
Oh, it feels great. It feels like like something that's left me, like I could breathe or something. Like just like
Now
a
do
light
that.
feeling.
Just breathe in fully, enjoy it, and then just relax and exhale and keep talking to us here because this is it.
Hmm. Wow. I just had another thought. Is like I know better. Like you're living there, but I'm literally living the past, but I'm not even there. So it's like be in the moment. What's happening now? How are you feeling now? What's going on with you now? Feel how free you are, how liberating you are, and that is what I need to carry with me every time.
Feels good, yes?
Even when something goes wrong, and It has nothing to do with the accident, but of course I'm blaming the accident, of course.
But now,
Oh no, it feels good. Oh yeah, it's like it's not even there in this moment.
so now you've let it go. Now let's focus in the other direction. Let's focus on the new stuff. Tell us more about that feeling of freedom. Talk about how interesting and enjoyable that is to have a slight shift of energy and to have all of these productive thoughts just pop right into your head. Talk about the feeling, talk about the energy.
Yeah, it's like a freed up space or something. Like I freed up this awareness or something that I can just be instead of being something else. Just be this energy, this positive, this free, this positive person.
And then you breathe it in fully, filling your whole body head to toe with that energy. And then you release, and it's grounded and it's stable. That's the process.
Hmm. Hmm. Very good.
It is. And now from this shift comes all the new ideas. You felt the feeling of freedom. Well, that's how you know you're right there with all of the ideas that resonate with that energy of freedom. So now all of the things that are going to help you be even more free, all of the things that are going to help you spread your wings, all of the things that are going to uplift you and uplift the people around you. Now all of those ideas are coming and flowing through you in the same way the other ideas popped right into your head. That's how this process works. That's where the inspiration is going to flow. It's not going to be clear to you if you have any of the static or other stuff going on. But as soon as you make that shift, now you're right there. And all of the ideas, they're going to pop in. They're going to pop in. You're going to say, let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do this. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say this. And that is the solution that you were looking for throughout this whole process. It's just you're living the experience of that inner energy expressing itself through you. It's one thing to talk about it, but you're fully experiencing it here. And now it's rippling out from you. It's reaching into your future. It's reaching into your mind, into the past, and changing the way you perceive the past. It's rippling into the future and bringing new experiences to you. It's rippling through your present, and it's reaching out and touching everyone who is important to you. It's affecting the cells of your body.
Very good.
It is.
Thank you.
Very much. So when we say enjoy it, that's what we mean. Are we satisfied? Are we connected? Is there anything else here?
Yeah, I feel I need to just sit here and just enjoy this moment for a while. But it
It is
feels good.
the
Yes.
eternal moment.
Yes.
This is your eternal self, as we call it. People call it the soul, inner being. That's your eternal self right here, fully present, grounded, anchored, connected with the physical body, with all the cells of your body. And it'll call you forward. You'll have new ideas. You'll have inspiration. You'll have things that you want to do, things that you want to say, people that you want to talk to. Find your unique expression, and you will through this process.
I have this impression of myself walking, through my life and with this kind of inner core of peace um, and joy, and the universe responding or showing me, really lovely things, and me kind of being a little bit of an observer, but then also getting excited about some things and wanting to, indulge and kind of, move things around a little bit. And, but yet, this kind of impression of myself kind of walking along this very sunlit, bright path, with this warm heart, this, warm energy is really, um, it feels so good to be that, that person, that energy, um, floating along even, some not even walking, just kind of like floating.
Yes.
And um and and kind of floating from, almost day to day in a way, um, but always welcomed, always feeling, loved and appreciated. And that feels like so much, um, better, or it just feels so secure than relying on, you know, people, or, and I'm not saying it's bad to rely on people, but, expecting people to give me that satisfaction. Finding that satisfaction within myself is
It's
really,
unconditional love. It's unconditional connection to the energy. You're floating along. It has nothing to do with an event. It has nothing to do with the people in your life. It has to do with the practice, the priorities, and the focus
yeah.
that you've established. Aaron will walk out and it seems brighter each day. He'll look around and say, I, and you know it when you know it. You know it when you experience it. As
Mm.
the inner energy comes forward and reaches through your senses and heightens all of your senses, and the feeling of the breeze is enhanced, and the sight all around you is sharpened and more brilliant, and the breath in the body feels so good. That's all we're trying to talk you into. And when you let yourself go into it, when you let yourself feel it fully,
Hmm.
that's the freedom and the power that you've been talking about.
Yeah.
Both of you have felt it in this conversation. Now, the only question is, are you going to maintain it? And you make that choice day to day. You make that choice moment to moment. The more you practice it, the easier it gets. Find the things. In other words, you're in this state right now and the new ideas are coming to you. Pay attention to them and write them down, or at least try to remember them, because those are the things that are going to pick you up and lift you up. Those are the things that are going to enhance this state of being. And soon you'll have a very long list of all the things that are ringing your bells and calling you forward and exciting you and energizing you. And it will be so easy for you to connect to that energy.
Mm.
But sometimes there's just a little bit of a gap
Mhm.
that you bridge through this practice, through this process here.
When other people in my life who are, who I love and care for, and aren't in the same kind of energetic state of being.
Now you've offered a little bit of this and you offered a little bit of that.
I knew you were going to say that. Okay. So I know that I can, see the light and see the love in them no matter what, and see the good and see the opportunity no matter what. But I don't know why I feel sort of sad that maybe they aren't on the same frequency that I am.
So you offered a little bit of this
Okay.
and a little bit of that. So what do you think you're going to recognize and connect with the next time you're around each other? A little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Yeah. I want to connect with the higher energy, the love, the light.
Now you can give us an and, or you can give us a but here.
And I presume that I can just let the rest of it go.
And it feels good to let it go. And it feels good knowing that I can go out on that walk and feel the air, or I can just sit and be in a place that feels good, or I can just be in my bed and fully relaxed, or I can be wherever and connect with that energy. And I like knowing that it's rippling out from me. I like knowing that it's affecting my future experience. I like knowing that everyone has a mixture of energies and I get to determine what's going to be drawn to me. And I like knowing that when I start down that path of trying to change them, it doesn't feel so good. And I like knowing that I can have that recognition. I like that that inner energy is so fully present within me that it's affecting everything around me. So why wouldn't it affect them? I love that feeling. I like seeing the best in them. I like seeing the best in them. I like seeing the best in them. I really don't like that aspect of them. I like seeing the best in them. I like the sunshine. I like this fresh air. I like this moment. Right around me, there's nothing bugging me. There's no one in my face. There's no one telling me what to do. It's just me and this inner energy. I like that.
Mm.
You see how when the other thing comes up,
Mm-hmm.
we did not push against it. We didn't say, and all of the reasons. You just feel it. And you let it go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Easier said than done, we know. But
Yeah.
every time you make that choice,
Mm-hmm.
it gets easier. Every time you make that choice, you've shifted the energy. Every time you make that choice, you've affected your future experience. And the experiences you'll get back from them will be different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
would you rather practice this inner energy so clearly that you'll then go and have a conversation with them, and it's a bright, brilliant moment in time where you're both enlightened and you have both uplifted each other and had this positive effect rippling out to everyone that you know? Or would you rather accept this negative aspect of them, have it be part of your preponderance, have it be part of the conversation, and then try to talk them into the place where that inner energy is flowing?
Yeah. No, the first. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 That's the choice, isn't it?
The other way is very difficult.
Yeah. It's all, I mean, it all feels a little bit like excuses or limitations or, um, old reasons why I, react the way I used to react rather than just really allowing the energy to, you know, kind of co create the experience and listening to that guidance and feeling that coming forward more through me um, first. Yeah.
And second and third.
Third. Right, right. Yeah. Okay. Hmm.
There
Okay.
can be someone who is predominantly cantankerous. There can be someone who is predominantly agitated, but you bring out the best in them.
Mm, yeah. Yeah.
It's easier when it's someone that you don't see every day, because if you see them every day, you have all of the reasons why you get to be a little annoyed. You have all of the reasons why you're justified in knowing that that's just how they are.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit more practice that needs to be done away from the situation. But with those that you're encountering who you don't have that in your faceness on the daily basis, it's not about them.
Yeah. 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 It's not about them. I think that's really important. It's not about them. So when people trigger me or, I revert to an old feeling or whatever, it's still about me. They can be who they are, cantankerous and everything, but it's my response that's really the choice that I have.
It is.
Yeah.
And in the way we offer that speech, we're walking out and this and this and this and this, and then something comes up, the but. The same is true in these conversations that you're having with them. The goodness is flowing, the goodness is flowing, the goodness is, and I love that, and remember this, and we can do this, and how about this, and what about this? But I just feel really terrible, they may say to you. But I just feel really sick. And then what do you do? It's the same choice. Say, I know you feel that way, and I'm so sorry about that. But I'm really excited that we still have the option to do this. I'm really eager about doing that. And they may come with you, or they may not. And if they do not, then you lean again in the other direction, and lean again in the other direction, and lean again in the other direction. And if they're putting their foot down and refusing to go in that direction, then you will part. And that's okay, because you're still in your flow. Unless you're thinking about all the things that bugged you about that conversation, you're on to the next wonderful thing. You're on to the next wonderful thing. You're on to the next wonderful thing. And before you know it, you bump into each other again, and they're ready for you.
Ah, that's a good point. Yeah. I can see where I have resisted, going on to the next wonderful thing. Like, no, I have to fix and solve this, like this has to be right before I go on to the next wonderful thing. Like, I can do that. Like, I can actually, change somebody. I can't, but, I think I can sometimes. Yeah. So that's good. That's really helpful.
Indeed.
Go on to the next wonderful thing all the time.
All the time.
Good. That's great. I feel my cells like just wanting to, soak up the um, good vibrations here, like Anson. So thank you, Joseph.
And so it is.
Thank you, Joseph.
Very much.
Mhm.
We've enjoyed this conversation. Emphasis more on the enjoyment than the conversation.
That's good.
And we want that to be your approach as well.
Yeah, that's a different take on that. That's a little different look at it. Good.
The good conversation comes from the enjoyment anyway.
Yeah, it's all about the feeling, getting into that vibe, getting into that feeling.
It is.
Okay. I don't have any other questions, but thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We are complete. Hi.
Hey, Aaron.
Hi.
Hey, we're shifting and moving all over the place here.
All
Yeah.
over the place. Very good.
Very refreshing.
Very good energy.
Yeah.
It was really good energy. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you so much, Aaron.
My absolute pleasure.
Yes. Thank you, Aaron.
Absolutely.
Alrighty.
All right. Same time, same place next week. Does this work for you guys?
Wednesdays, 8:00. Okay.
I may be on an airplane. I'm not sure.
That's right.
Yeah, on my way back, but I'll let you know.
Perfect.
Okay.
Have fun on the trip.
Thank
All right.
you.
Have fun. Take some
Bye-bye.
pictures.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
See y'all
Bye.
soon.